you'll hear the we are recording and
There we go. All right then. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kathleen Warnock. This is the Consumer Affairs Committee meeting for Community Board 1 here in Queens. Welcome. I'd like to ask Florence to start by taking attendance so we have an idea whether we have a quorum or not.
Brian Martinez, Dino Panagoulias,
I see you there, Dino.
Jalise Weiss, Jean Marie D'Oliva,
Just joined us.
Juliette Payaba.
Present. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Kathleen Warnock,
I am here.
Marie Torniali,
I'm here.
Patricia Maheka, Quinella Williams,
Here.
Yeah, there you
I'm
are.
here.
Ella Nicolau, and Thomas Wright. I did call Dino Panagoulias, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Florence,
and
it's Jean
Bruno.
Marie. I'm here.
Yep, I'm
Jean
here.
Marie.
I just have difficulty finding the hidden unmute button on my iPhone. Sorry about that.
Thank you all.
All right. So welcome everybody to our first meeting of 2025. I hope everybody had a really good or at least uneventful holiday. So tonight we are going to be, you should have received, the committee members, the documentation for the dining out applicants as well as the liquor license apps. We have about 6 of the people who have the outdoor dining applicants here to speak to us for a few minutes. And we do not have anybody who has applied for a liquor license, though I actually want to have a short discussion with Florence about what our role is when we hear stuff about a bar or a concerning thing about a bar, because we have certain functions which are ours and certain functions which are not ours. So I think it would be good for us to go over that. We do not have any applications for the weed dispensaries this evening. So without further ado, why don't we get to review the outdoor dining applications. First up is Gramercy Cafe present here tonight. And you can unmute yourself to say yes. Gramercy Cafe? Okay, if they are not here.
I'll pull them while you move to the next one, Madam Chair.
Next up, Chateau Le Wolf. Have we got Chateau Le Wolf? Yes, we do. We have you. And you know me. And you know my dog, Tigger.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so basically when we call you in for this, it's because this is, as you know, a new program by the city, and what they're asking the people who do outdoor dining to do is to both observe and follow on the rules for sidewalk dining and roadway dining. So we've seen a copy of your application and we wanted to make sure that you knew what you had to do, that you felt like you could do it, and see if there's anything else that you feel like we should know about as someone who has been there for a while and has done outdoor dining for a while.
I'm very familiar with the protocol. It wasn't an easy application to maneuver, but I feel like I've gotten a grasp for it. I've tried to follow every single protocol there's been with the DOT. We took down our original shed that was made of wood last year and put up this past summer, we put up a new roadway barricade with the water or sand. I don't know what those are called.
Yeah, the sort of bollard things.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I've already made that investment in regards to making sure that that is a proper foundation in anticipation for this year. And then we can go ahead and build on top of that. But I was waiting to see what the DOT was rolling out because they have changed the protocol quite a few times.
Yeah.
But am familiar with everything and very comfortable with it now.
Okay, yeah, and you have that sort of unique curved blind curve there for your roadway dining. So I know that it's very important for you to pay attention to the safety of it because cars just come barreling around that curve of Vernon Boulevard.
Correct. I've actually pushed my outdoor dining. I don't have it directly in front of the store for the safety of everyone. If you're familiar, people often cross from Socrates across. There aren't really very many
Yeah.
crossways.
There
So,
really aren't too many crosswalks around there. Yeah.
right. So we've pushed our outdoor dining just to the right in order to avoid that turn. We don't put any seating on that turn and just do
Yeah.
it on the more steady part of Vernon Boulevard.
And you also have a city bike dock there too. That sort of
Correct.
indicates all the matters. Well, okay then. Well, seeing as I'm probably going to be seeing it myself over the weekend and stuff like that, since I am a regular there, I really appreciate your coming out here tonight and telling us how you're going to do things and that you understand the rules and regulations, including the no roadway dining between November and April. So right now, I wouldn't want to dine outdoors on the shores of the East River. Okay, so thank you very much. I really appreciate your coming out tonight, and we look forward to Chateau Le Wolf's continuing on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Florence, were you able to reach Gramercy Cafe? That's fine. We'll just keep going.
Yes, they're going to have somebody come in. They said the manager said they're going to reach out to ownership, so we can do them last if you like.
Okay, that sounds good. All right then. So we will go to the next one on our agenda, which is Telly's Taverna over on 23rd Avenue, both roadway and sidewalk dining. Telly's, are you here?
I am. Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, so we wanted to make sure that since this is a new program, that you understood what you have to do, how it differs from what you've had already, because I believe you did have a full wooden shed out there before.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
So now you've taken it down and you're planning on putting up the roadway once it's time to do roadway dining again, according to the city standards.
Correct.
Okay, that's good. And you have been there for a while, so you know something about outdoor dining already.
I do.
Yeah.
And thank God for it.
Yeah. Well, it's really good to see that here in Astoria, people know what they're doing with outdoor dining and they understand what the requirements of the city are and are able to do them.
Yes.
So you feel like you're ready to once the roadway dining season opens again to do that, and then you have your sidewalk dining that you have already, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And so really that's what we wanted to hear, is that you feel like you have it under control and that you don't have any issues or anything that you feel like would keep you from not being able to follow the regulations.
No. I definitely believe that it was a great thing and it'll continue to be a very good thing for many people.
Okay, well, that's great. Thank you for coming in tonight. This is basically a check-in to make sure that you're happy and you know what you're doing.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
You very much. And let's see, here we go. All right, moving right along. Now, the New York Bakery Cafe, which is on 30th Avenue, has applied for both roadway and sidewalk dining. Are you here, New York Bakery Cafe?
Yes, I'm here. It says Alex Marchetti on the screen, but my name is Peter Kambitsis. I'm using my partner's computer.
Okay, hi, Peter. Thank you for coming in tonight. If you heard the last bit of that, basically this is about assuring that you understand what you need to do, that that the outdoor dining sheds are a thing of the past now, and you understand what happens when roadway dining resumes in April.
Absolutely. I'm very familiar and I'm keeping up to loop with the city standards.
Okay, well, we're really glad to hear that. And is there anything in particular that you would like us to know, or that you think basically you need to alert the city about?
that I have the best desserts, and I'm feeling jealous that you don't visit my bakery as well.
Well, okay, 30th Avenue is not that far away from me. You know, and when I head over by Mount Sinai, Queens, then. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add or let us know about?
No, everything is smooth, easy, and looking forward to the April. I don't want to sit out there in November either.
Yeah, it's not nice out. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Peter. We appreciate your coming in this evening.
Thank you.
Okay, then Bote Ditmars. That is 3501 Ditmars Boulevard, both roadway and sidewalk. Now, are you the same Bote that's currently on Broadway now, same ownership?
Yes, we are.
Okay, yeah, because I think you
Michael
came,
Kelly.
yeah, we heard from you from the Broadway
Yes, you did last month.
month. Yeah.
You have a
Okay.
good memory.
Well, it's once again, it's on my street.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so now is this a relatively new establishment, the Ditmars branch of Bote?
Yes, they've been open since June,
Mm-hmm.
and they also have 3 other restaurants in Manhattan. One
Okay.
that recently closed.
Okay, so out here on Ditmars, you understand what you need to do for both the roadway and the sidewalk dining.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But when they don't know, they ask me. So
good. That's good to
comment on
know. Well, we're lucky here in Astoria because sidewalk dining is practically a part of the DNA around here.
yes, I did the sidewalk when Nina's was there. I
Mhm.
did the license for them under the DCA.
Okay. So is there anything you'd like to let us know about, or are there things that I'm sure that since this is still considered a first-year program, we're going to be hearing from DOT and they may be making tweaks and adjustments throughout. So we'll find out from them if they're changing things.
Yes, they've been doing it a little by little as they went along the last few months,
Okay.
finding out some things don't work and some things do.
Well, that's good to know.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and I will have to check out the Ditmars branch because I'm now working down by 31st Street in Ditmars. So
No, they're getting rave reviews from the residents around there. So.
that's very good. It's okay. Now, Marie, you have raised your hand. Do you have an additional question?
Yes, I do. Questioning, there seems like an awful lot of tables and chairs on the sidewalk. I don't have the diagram in front of me, Kathleen. I don't know if you do. Is this a wraparound?
They do have tables on Ditmars. They have 4 tables and 8 seats, and it doesn't wrap around the corner, but it does start on 35th Street also. Basically, what the DOT is looking for is you to keep your sidewalk cafe within the boundaries, meaning the length and the width. So naturally, the architect is going to put everything they can in there, but I do not believe they're going to get anywhere near the number of tables and chairs on the plan.
Nor should they, I don't think. So can we talk about that?
Yeah, right now we have 35 tables and 74 seats.
That's a lot.
Yes.
So in reality, what are we talking about?
Probably about 60 seats.
Better.
On 35th Avenue. Or 35th.
35th Street, you mean?
35th Street, yes.
I don't know if anybody else has an opinion on this, but so why did you apply for 35 tables and 74 chairs if you're not going to get it?
Well, the architect puts in the number of tables and chairs that would fit where people would be back to back, we'll say. So what they've been doing before is they've been spacing the tables and chairs out a little bit more, but the architect is just drawing the plan according to what would not legally fit, but would fit under the old rules, meaning about 5 feet per table and chair setup.
Well, there are new rules now, though.
Yes, and there are no rules according to how much area you can use for the tables and chairs.
Well, that seems excessive to me. I don't know if anybody else on the committee has an opinion on that, but.
Have you tried to put that many out there?
No. No, but they also picked up 2 storefronts that were down the block on 35th Avenue. that headed into the restaurant. But basically, just see how long this is. We have 105 feet on 35th Avenue.
35th Street.
Yeah, 35th.
Big difference.
I'm not going to get that right. 35th Street.
Okay. Okay, well, realistically, do you think you'll be approved for 74? It just sounds like an awful lot. I mean, that's a lot of, yeah. A lot.
And if you did put that many on, it would probably be quite tight there, and it wouldn't make for the best ambiance.
No, not for the neighbors either.
Yeah. Because there's a certain amount where it just sort of hits where the noise suddenly gets a lot higher than if there's a number which everything makes, where the noise is acceptable to the people who are the neighbors. So you aren't planning on actually having that maximum number?
No, we'll knock it down to 60 seats on the 35th Street. And, most of his customers are the neighbors. So the last thing he probably wants to do is upset them.
Through the chair,
Yes.
Yeah.
can we ask Mike to give us an affidavit reducing the table number? If we're doing 60 chairs, how many tables will that include, Mike?
We'd make it 30 tables.
Okay,
And that
so
would-
can we get
yeah.
an affidavit notarized, 60 chairs and 30 tables?
Yes,
That
that
would
would be
be
on
okay.
35th Street, but we want to keep the 4 tables and 8 seats on Ditmars. So it would be 68 seats altogether instead of 82.
Well, now that's not sounding too good. I mean, I think
What do
it's a lot, just a lot.
So you think that 60 chairs with 30 tables is still too much?
Well, he's talking just on, I'm sorry, Michael, 35th Street, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, we would be removing 14 seats on 35th Street.
And on Ditmars?
Ditmars, we only have 4 tables and 8 seats.
So
That we would keep.
you're saying it's 68 instead of 74,
68 instead of 82.
30.
instead of 82.
Yes.
Okay, I don't see the Ditmars on here. Does anybody else?
There's 2 separate plans for the sidewalk. Since it's 2 separate blocks.
Oh,
they-
okay, I
they'll
get it.
want to
Yeah,
give you 2
You
plans.
sent us 2 applications. One is strictly 35th Street, the other is Ditmars, even though it's the same establishment.
Okay.
The
All right,
numbers
so
are changing frequently, Marie. Mike, you said you would give me an affidavit for 60 chairs and 30 tables for the
On thir-
reduction.
It would be
the
34
35th is-
tables and 68 seats. So we would be reducing 35th Street from 74 tables to 74 seats to 60 seats.
Okay, and 30 tables in total.
In total, it'd be 34 tables.
34.
We have the 4 on
Okay.
Ditmars.
Okay.
Marie, are you okay with that? Because I'll need it in writing notarized.
Yeah, I can live with that. I don't know about anybody else. Kathleen?
I think that's a good compromise. And I don't think that they're going to overstuff because it makes for a less nice dining experience.
Nobody wants to hit their pocketbook on somebody else's chair.
Yeah.
Mike, I'll need an affidavit notarized as soon as possible.
Sure, you'll have it a couple days at the most.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, are you good, Marie?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bring things up that between all of us, we have a whole lot of eyes. Okay, all right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay
we-
warm.
We shall. Okay, all right, so next up, do we have someone from the Barn Coffee Shop on Hoyt Avenue?
Yes.
Thank you. There you are, the Barn Coffee Shop. Okay, so this is actually one that I haven't hung out at yet. So tell
Sadly.
us, have you been around for a while?
Yes, we are going to be 5 years and a few months.
Okay, and then you have put in for the DOT, the application, and you understand what's needed for both the roadway and the sidewalk dining, correct?
Yes, I do. Actually, it's my only seat. I don't have any. I have like 2 sitting on inside. So
Okay.
I was like very informed of how to do it. So I'm able to keep it. And your website is pretty informative. It's very well designed, so we can get all the information and the go as well.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. And then you've taken down your roadway dining for until the spring?
Yep, I did it right before the due date. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, do you have any other things that would be helpful to you as someone who's doing the outdoor dining experience? Because as I've mentioned before with DOT, since this is a fairly new program, I'm sure they're going to be putting tweaks and changes in effect.
Yes, that's great.
Okay. Actually, I do think I know you guys. I have stopped by there a couple times. If Astoria is known for nothing else, it's known for great places where you can stop and either sit down or grab a coffee.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, unless you have anything else you want to share with us, I'd like to thank you for coming out tonight, and of course,
Thank you.
to stay warm.
Thanks, likewise.
All right. Okay, and then now we are circling back to our first one, Gramercy Cafe. Are they in the house now? Florence, have you seen them?
Gramercy Cafe, can you please check your mic? I contacted their manager, Rebecca. They said they would be here. If you give me half a moment, I'll make one more call.
Okay, and while Florence is calling, one of the things that in the discussion and stuff leading up to the meeting, we did not have any outstanding complaints from the 114th for the places that are applying for or are renewing their liquor licenses. That said, that doesn't mean that there aren't some places that people are not happy with. But that, strictly speaking, doesn't fall under our purview. We have heard some anecdotal stuff about the Huff and Puff Crystal Lounge, which is applying for a renewal. And a lot of, if you look around, you can hear and see a lot of chatter about it, but none of it is the sort of thing that would get people to call 311 or 911, because it's more about their business practices, which strictly speaking aren't ours. But if people do have a problem with it and we hear about it, then Florence's advice is to contact the office directly and also the Consumer Affairs Department, because if they are overcharging, or if they're double charging, or if they're being exceedingly rude to customers, none of which are specifically SLA violations, it's still that they're not being a good neighbor. So Florence, yes.
Gramercy Cafe is going to withdraw their license according to the manager. They didn't show up because they don't want the roadway dining.
Okay.
I'll make a call tomorrow to ask them to send it in writing. But if they're not showing up, I think they're not even going to follow through with that, but you should be aware.
Okay, and yeah, once we know one way or the other, if they're not going to do roadway dining, then that's fine too. We really don't need to have them telling us that they're not doing roadway dining. All right. Okay, so that gets us through the outdoor dining applications. And I wanted to see if anybody wanted to comment on anything that I had just discussed or that Florence had shared with me about when you have people who are doing things that the customers don't like, which aren't strictly speaking SLA purview. So I know, Marie, you said you had heard some things about Crystal as well.
I just asked Florence to check if there were any complaints as of late with the 114, and she indicated no.
Okay. So I think that because we all do get around, we might hear of a place that is not being a good neighbor. And with our mission is to deal with the stuff that might directly impact their liquor licenses. So I would say if we are approached or we do hear something about this, to please refer them to Florence at the community board office, or if they're really that upset about it, to call 311, because then it does become a 114 thing.
May I help a little bit with this, please, if it's okay? So as this board is an advisory board to the City of New York and all its agencies, the board office itself is a service provider. And over the years, with the creation of 311, the fact that the community board office and the district manager is a service provider has gotten lost. When an entity is a bad neighbor, every business has different agencies, whether it's the Health Department, the Department of Consumer Affairs, New York State Liquor Authority, that I myself, as the district manager, communicate with. So if somebody has cockroaches in their place and you buy a cup of coffee and there happens to be an insect floating in your coffee, of course you can call 311, but you should also let our office know. And then we would reach out to the health department. For example, we have a big problem with food trucks parking in front of hydrants. You would call our office. We would reach out to the police department. We would also reach out to the Department of Health. These are items that have to go to very individual agencies. Now, while we do the reporting, as with any New York City agency, I cannot guarantee to any of you or anybody watching this the outcome. But I can tell you that for all the years I've been here, the complaints do go to the agencies, and the action that follows is up to the agencies that it's reported to.
Okay, well, this is good to know, and I think it's also a good sign when people want to reach out with complaints about places that aren't being good neighbors. It's just really important for them to know who to complain to and how, because that's what makes the difference. I don't really see that what we're hearing about the Crystal Lounge, and we are hearing complaints, directly is caused by or impacts their liquor license. It's other things. So I just wanted to get that on the record, because when you hear stuff, that means that it's something that is on the mind of our local neighbors and consumers. And we do need to know when local businesses aren't being good neighbors and serving the community as well as they could. Okay, does anybody else have any comments or questions about that aspect of it? Okay, so we have gotten through everybody in our outdoor dining applications, and we learned some good things. Now, for the business session, is there any old business people would like to bring up? Okay, any new business that people would like to bring up? I mean, this is the time, if you have something that you have a question about, this is the time to do it. Okay, all right, now, since we've been so good, it looks like we might be on the point of adjournment. Is that so, Florence? May I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second from Jean Marie. Okay, unless there's anything else anybody wants to say, everybody who's in favor of adjournment, say aye or raise your hand. Aye. Okay, thank you very much. We will see you next week at the full board meeting, and reach out anytime if you need to, if you have questions, to me or to Marie or to Florence, because I think that what we're doing here is assuring that we have some good neighbors here in Astoria. And I thank you all for your time this evening. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank
Okay,
you.
good night.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
See you next week.
See you next week.